Hello, 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 everyone. This is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from my home in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is the Saturday Team HaveKnot's training. I'm so happy and so grateful to be able to just share with you guys today. I think today people are going to experience some breakthroughs with the topic today. It is beliefs and motivations. And I got this topic from my mentor once again, because, I believe that once you get your mind right, you get your money right. Once you get your money right, you get your life right. You change your reality. Okay. And I generally, and I would encourage anybody else to do this too. I generally study from people that are in the places or in the space where I want to go. So, that means they gotta know a lot more than me. And if it's about money, they gotta be making a lot more money than me. Not just a little bit, a whole lot. So, and I say that because, and we're going to talk about this later on in the webinar. We're going to talk about beliefs and motivation today. Beliefs and motivation. And before we get all into that, I want to make sure you guys have, shut off your Twitter, Instagram, any other Facebook chats other than our messenger group. Shut all that stuff down. Put your phone on silent if it's not relevant to what we're doing here today, because we want your full attention. You definitely want to zoom in on this one. As you can see, I don't have my camera hooked up, and that's probably a good thing, because I want you to hear what I'm saying. Okay, I want you to really hear and get it deep down in your being what I'm saying. Of course, there will be a replay, but there's nothing like really just like hearing it live, so you can really understand. You can really get all the inflections and things of that nature. I'm going to check over here and make sure everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, type into the chat, and also type into the Facebook group. Let me know that you can hear me. Okay, but I'm pretty excited about this topic. As you guys know, I'm a student of mind, and I believe that the mind can do some wonderful things. As a matter of fact, let me put my own phone on silent. Okay, that was a message telling me I need to post on Instagram. Love it. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago we talked about, maybe about 3 weeks ago, we talked about how big is your box. We talked about that particular thing, and then we talked about last week were the 4 steps to getting what you want, and to being whatever you want to be. So we talked about those things. Let me give a shout out real quick to the people that are live. We got Grady, Denise, and Tiffany hanging out with us today. I'm sure some more people are going to roll in. So we, when we talked about the big boxes, we talked about people, are you either motivated or not? You have a burning desire to succeed or you don't. And we can't really give anybody that burning desire. That has to come from the inside. So what we have to do is we have to basically, in so many words, bathe in environments that encourage us to become more of who we are. And once you start figuring out who you are, once you become more of you, then you start being able to have a brand. Your marketing changes and things of that nature. So you approach it totally different once you understand who you are. So today we're going to talk about 2 main states and how to get to these states. And we're going to talk about knowing, and I'm going to share my screen and we're going to type some of this out, right? Because this is powerful stuff. Give me just a second. Let me get to the screen share. Okay, so we're sharing the screen. Hey, Denise. Let's see here. Okay, so we're sharing the screen. This is Google Hangouts. So I'm going to share my notepad like I always do. So we want to achieve states of mind that you want to achieve. 2 states that we're going to be talking about: knowing and being. Okay, knowing and being, and the basis of 2 states is belief. And we're gonna tie all this into what we're doing with our company in just a moment. But this is so important. Now, the basis of these 2 states is belief. Okay. Now, there are 4 beliefs that you should have in business and network marketing. There are 4 business, I'll say 4 business beliefs, but there are 4 beliefs that you should have. And I want you to follow me on this and make sure you're taking notes. You know, that should go without saying to take notes. The first is belief in company. Okay, you want to have a belief in the company. You want to have a belief in total life changes. You want to get to events. You know, tune in to Jack Fallon and tune in to Kenny Lloyd and see what those guys are doing in the corporate office. You know, visit you know, their blog, the Instagram page, the Facebook page, read their weekly emails. You know, you just really want to be in the environment. So you want to develop a belief in the company. And I mean, I can't say enough for what, you know, live events do to people. You know, whether it's the training that we have, you know, the daily calls that we have, the training calls that we have, you know, getting around other some of our other business partners, whether we're doing a live tea party or tea party online, it really doesn't matter. But you want to develop a belief in the company. Number 2, you want to have a belief in the products. Okay. You want to have product knowledge. You know, you want to have firsthand product knowledge on the products that we have. So you want to become a product of the product. You know, so if you know, you want to learn what the tea has in it, what the tea does. Really, it's good to know the ingredients. And I'm going to say this, and I always say this. It's good to know the ingredients of our products, but more importantly, you need to know what the products do. You know, what do they do? So you want to become a product of the products, and you want to get your own results. Okay. And when you get your own results, you start to develop a belief in the products. It's like the tea. You know, our flagship product is the tea right now. You know, so, you know, many of us have had great experiences with just drinking the tea. Many of us have great experiences with taking NutriBurst or NRG or any of the products that we have, the emu oil. So we have different, you know, results. We've developed belief in our products, and that's important for us as network marketers to have an emotional connection to the products. I remember Eric Warray saying that, you know, for us as networkers to develop an emotional connection to the products. You know, you hear a lot of us say, well, I love my NutriBurst, I love NRG, I love XYZ, I love this, you know, and that's important. So you want to develop that belief. The next thing is to have a belief in the industry. And you want to look at like something. It's so funny. You want to get around other people in the industry that have a belief in this industry, because so many people don't. You know, you want to look at your top leaders and point to them as proof that it works for you. You know, you need that belief for yourself. When you look at these top leaders to say, well, this works. I know that this works. You know, and if it's not working for me, then maybe I'm doing something wrong. Seriously, you know, so because we have example after example after example of people that this industry has changed their lives. So you want to develop a belief in this industry, and you know, you want to, you know, to develop a belief in the industry, you want to get some generic training, like, you know, Eric Worre's GoPro, seven success secrets of network marketers, whatever his book is called. You want to get that book. You want to get things like Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell. You want to get, you know, study things by Ray Higdon, people like that, people who have taken this industry and are living proof that it works. Okay, you want to be on like Eric Worre's GoPro newsletter, or go to his website, his blog, you know, and absorb that information so you can develop your belief in this industry. The fourth thing, and the fourth thing is probably the hardest thing for a lot of people, and that is belief in yourself. You know, you can have a belief in the company, belief in the products, belief in the industry, but believing in yourself is one of the most challenging things there is to do. And I say that because, you know, just like we started off the call about having the burning desire, we started out talking about the burning desire. No one can give you that. Okay, that's something that you got to have from inside of yourself. You know, so if you're looking for someone from outside of yourself to motivate you, then you're looking in the wrong direction. Okay, and so many people, you know, do that. You know, they go looking for some motivation outside of themselves, and to a degree that's okay, but you still have to have even a little small fire burning inside of you in order for somebody else's fire to light you up. Okay, you got to have it. So, you know, so you want to stay around people, you know, that burning desire. You know, we talked about the two boxes, you know, the people having a small box and the big box, you know, and we know that the people who have the bigger box, they have a bigger vision of themselves and where their life is, and they have that belief in themselves. So you want to stay around people, you know, if your belief in yourself is not high, but you still have a desire, you want to stay around those people who have a high, who are highly self-motivated, if yours is not. Okay, so we got belief in company, belief in products, belief in the industry as a whole, and belief in yourself. Okay, now you wouldn't even be on this webinar if you didn't have a belief in yourself. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. You wouldn't even have a belief. You wouldn't even be on this webinar if you didn't have belief in yourself. All right, and I'll give some, you know, personal testimonies, you know, and I'm sure all of you can have your own personal testimonies about these different beliefs. Let's say belief in company, you know, belief in total life changes. I believe in total life changes. I believe so much in total life changes that within the first 30 days of me joining or partnering up with Total Life Changes, I was at an industry event that Stanisha Graham held. You know, I joined September the 30th. Before October was out, I was at a live event that she hosted. You know, my sponsor, Shireen, she let me know that the event was going on. I said, I'm going, because I wanted to know more about the company. I wanted to start immersing in the company. I'm pretty much on the wake up and win call just about every day. There's rare when I'm not on the wake up and win call. Periscopes by Stormy, by Candace, by Pam McCrae, different people in our organization. I get on these periscopes. I learn from these people. Jeff Simpson, you know, people like that. I learn from these people. So I have a belief in this company. I have so much of a strong belief in this company that I hopped in my car in January and I drove by myself to New Orleans to the company convention. Okay. And I have so much of belief in this company. Once again, that first night I was there, I spent the night in my car. A lot of people don't know that, but you know now. You know, I stayed in my car, and then Shireen actually had to make me stay with them, you know, for the next couple of nights at their room. So I have a strong belief in this company. I have a strong belief in the products. You know, I have tea. I just brewed some tea. I came back from Florida a couple of days ago, and the first thing I did was make some tea when I got here. You know, I take my NutriBurst on the daily. I take my Tachui on the daily. I ran out of NRG. You know, I used my last NRG maybe like a couple of days ago. You know, so it's time for me to get some more of that. So all the products, you know, I'm a believer in the products. So I use the products. I'm a product of the product. I have a belief in this industry as a whole. I go to generic events. I learn from generic people that are not even a part of Total Life Changes. They're in other organizations, but they, you know, I learned how to prospect and how to get on the phone and things of that nature. You know, how to do social media networking for my MLM, for TLC, from somebody that didn't even have anything to do with TLC. And I hope that's making sense to everyone. So, you know, getting around generic people who are lights, basically, they're light, they're shining light, they're guide lights of what to do in this industry, or how powerful this industry is, or profession. It's really more of a profession, but we're going to leave it at industry. You know, once you have that belief, I mean, the sky's the limit. And then once you believe in yourself, I have total confidence in myself. And you know, once you have that belief in yourself, then you turn it to something else. And this is where we're going to get over into knowing. So your belief moves into a knowing. Okay. And knowing changes because there's a difference between in belief and knowing. When you know something, it's like, I don't know if you ever hear people say, when you know that you know that you know that you know this company, you know TLC, you know our products. You know, we're not believing, we're just not just guessing that the products work. We know our products work. You know, we know for 100% sure that our company has the #1 compensation plan in the industry. It's documented. We know that. You know, we know this industry. Okay, we know this industry. We know how this industry works, and we know self. You know, and that comes from knowledge of self, knowing who you are. Okay, so these two states, knowing and being, what I want you guys to write down on your paper is these two words: I am. Write these two words down and let me know. I'm gonna check out of here. Let me see, make sure I'm getting some feedback. Make sure you guys are following me so far. Can you guys hear me? Okay, thanks, Frankie. So I need is one person in the amen corner, and I'm gonna keep on rocking. All right, so now we got I am, right? Now, these are the two most powerful words, not in just the English language, but in the world. I don't care what language you translate these two words in, it's still the most, these are still the two most powerful words in the world. And it's a derivative of the word, of the verb, verb be, to be. Okay. Now, most of us don't think about how we use these two words. Okay. When you say I am, whatever you put behind the words I am is what you become. Gonna say that again. Whatever you put behind the words I am is what you become. It's a declaration statement. Okay. And some people, you know, not trying to make this a religious webinar or anything like this, but some people, you know, believe that the I am is God or God within self. Okay. So when you say I am, let's give an example. Like when you say I am cold or I am hot, you are being cold or hot. Okay. And your mind works so funny if you continue to say that you're cold, or continue to say even to the things like saying, well, when people say stuff like, oh, I'm sick and tired of such and such happening, you know, or I'm not good at doing such and such. You know, I'm not good at prospecting. I'm not good at talking to people. I'm not good at, you know, whatever it is. Then that is what you are being. That is what you are being. So at any moment in time, and we talked about this last week, you can change your thought process. All right. So when we get to the point, and what we have to do to get to this point of knowing and being, we have to get rid of some of the noise. We got so much noise going on around us that sometimes we can't even hear our own thoughts. You know, we may think thoughts, you know, are coming from us, but these thoughts are coming from, you know, whether it's TV, it could be radio, it could be Facebook, it could be anything, your telephone, your cell phone. You know, sometimes we have to break away from all of that noise. And when you get to the point to where you can really hear and you can silence all the noise, then you can really hear your I am. You can really hear your self with a capital S. Okay, you can hear your self. Okay, and you get into a state of being and a state of knowing. Okay, so I'm gonna say that again. When you get to the point where you can hear and you can silence all of the noise, then you can hear your I am, and you get to a state of being and a state of knowing. And you know, my mentor gave an example, and it's kind of funny because she gave an example of a woman having a child. You know, and I'm not a woman, I've never had a child before, so some of the ladies on the training can probably attest to this. You know, if you've had a natural childbirth, and this is what she said, right? She said, you know, a woman, once she's going through the process of childbirth, you know, people can tell you about it and tell you what to expect and things of that nature. But once you actually get to that point, there's a point that she says that you just get to a point of knowing. And, you know, like kind of like all the noise just kind of gets silent. Now, like I said, I'm not a woman, so I don't know this. Okay. But what she's saying is you get to a point to where it's a primal level. And when I say primal level, that means like your base level instinct. It's instinctual to do something, you know. And she also said being successful in business and being decisive, those are primal instincts. Those are your I am instincts. You are being, you are coming from a place of self when you are successful in your business and being decisive. Okay, so when all that noise stops, and here's another piece of the verb be, you just are. When the noise stops, you just are. Okay, you're in a state of being. And you guys are probably like, well, why is this important? It's very important, especially in this industry. All right. So another primal time, like say you're in a point where you gotta, you know, you're in a point where somebody started you, or you're in a point where you gotta fight, you know, fight for your life. You go to your base level. You don't go to your, you don't intellectualize about how to stop something that's threatening your life. You don't intellectualize on that. No, you go to your base primal instinct. You go to a fight or flight instinct, and that's primal. That's you. That's your I am, your being, your base self. Okay. So you have a different kind of faith. How about that? Faith. And faith is knowing. Faith is being. Faith is being. Okay. Now, let's say you want to get to the next level. We talked about this a little bit last week too, with the four steps, right? you want to get to a certain level. Like for me, I'll share this with you guys. I want to earn 6 figures this year. Okay. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I have faith that I can do it, that I'm going to do it. Okay. So my faith about that is not shaky. So what I have to do is become. Let's write that word down. We must become the person who we desire to be. Okay. Powerful stuff that we're talking about, right? See, some people, right, when you, and that's why it's important to be around other people that are like-minded, other people in network marketing, other people who have a belief in the company, other people have a belief in the products, other people that have a belief in the industry, other people that have a belief in themselves. Because other people who don't have these same beliefs or this same knowing will try to discourage you, and sometimes they're not even doing it on purpose. You know, they'll say, you know, I'm afraid for you to do this, and I'll give you guys what's kind of funny as I'm thinking about this. I'm talking about this now. You know, I remember when I right before I joined Total Life Changes, I was telling my mom about it, right? And after I joined, my mom said, "Well, I was hoping that you wouldn't join," and I'm like, I understood where her belief was coming from. You know what I'm saying? I understand where her thinking was coming from, because she hadn't experienced network marketing to this particular type of level. So, but I couldn't, you know, and I remember her saying that. But as she sees what I'm doing, her belief is now changing, because she sees her son changing. See, if we had to just stop by what everybody else thinks about us, and I actually posted something on Facebook today about that. You know, the moment that we stop being so concerned or worried about people's opinion of us is the moment we step into our greatness. I'm going to say that again. The moment that we stop being so concerned about people's opinion of us is the moment that we step into our greatness. We are not here to be people pleasers. We put here to serve and be servant leaders, but we're not put here to be people pleasers. Okay. So people are going to, you know, people are going to tell us things, that say to us things that we desire or things that we want are not possible. But that's why you need to have a belief in the industry to help you out. That's why you have to know this industry to say, okay, well, I understand that you believe this, but I know for a fact, you know, someone like a Ray Higdon has gone from personal foreclosure to making $9 million since 2009. I know this. I know that someone in our own company, a Stormy Wellington, has, you know, generated over $2 million in a year, you know, as a representative of our company. I know that, you know, Kenny Lloyd has amassed millions of dollars with this company in a short period of time. I know this. So we have to get to that point of knowing, not so much being concerned what other people think about us or our industry, because we're standing on our truth. Okay. So how do we develop this belief, this faith, this knowing, this being? And I hope you guys are getting some good jewels out of here. I'm going to pop out real quick before I go into that to make sure everybody's on page. Are we all on point? Okay, good. Mel says yes. Denise says yes. Okay, let's go back into it. So This is powerful stuff. See, you really don't have to spend a whole lot of time on teaching mindset stuff. You know, once you get your mindset together, the other stuff becomes a little bit more easy to deal with. I'm going to use the word that my mentor said. You stop being confused. You stop being confused. You don't accept confusion. You don't accept it. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is be aware of your environment. Get in the environment that's going to foster, or nourish your beliefs, like our team, you know what I mean? We talked to each other, chatting, I saw people talking about the, when I was posting the link up today for the training, I saw people talking about the crock pot challenge and, different things and, what's going on with them pounds they're losing. And, so we have a belief here. We're in the environment. Now you go to your coworker and say, your coworker, Joey or Susie, and you say, yeah, I'm doing the crock pot challenge. They probably look at you like you're crazy, because they don't have that belief. They don't care, they don't care. So you want to make sure you're in the right environment. And you also want to be working on these 4 beliefs: belief in the company, belief in the products, belief in the industry, belief in yourself. And then, over time, you will come to B. The stronger you work on your beliefs, over time, you will come to B. And I love the word B. I do. And you'll get to the point to where, nothing that anyone says, no one can ding you. And anybody that comes to you with objections, they won't even really have any objections about what you're doing. You won't have the, well, I don't have money objections, things of that nature. You won't attract those kind of people. You're going to attract people that want to be involved with you, and they'll figure out a way to be involved with you. So something else that I've learned about why people are attracted to us as leaders. People are attracted to leaders because of being able to be associated with their power. I'm going to say that again. Okay. And this is more primal stuff. This is not like stuff I made up. People are attracted to other leaders because of wanting to be associated with their power. It's like you have a pack of lions. There we go. Lions are good. You have an alpha lion. He's the leader. And the other lions want to be associated with that leader because of what that leader, because of the power, because of the protection, because of what that leader represents, the direction that leader is going in. People want to be associated with that. Okay, so a couple more tips. You want to be conscious of what you're thinking, conscious of what you're reading, who you're listening to, and you want to limit your exposure to toxic situations and people. I'm going to say that again. Limit your exposure to toxic situations and people, and increase your exposure to situations that nourish your beliefs. It's very important. It's very important. So many people want to get like the next marketing course. They go from here to there, here to there, here to there. But the main thing they need to work on is their mind. So very few people will work on their mind. Marketing is easy. Once you understand the nuts and bolts of marketing is identifying people that want your product and matching them up to your product or service. Okay, that's marketing. We're done with marketing right there with just that statement. But working on your mind is not as simple as that. because it means you have to develop new habit patterns of thought. And we talked about thinking last week. You know, you have to develop new habit patterns of thinking because we've thought so long, it's a habit. So I want you guys to write something down. I want you to write this down. Write this question down, okay? Who possesses, I don't know if I'm spelling that right, but it's all good. Who possesses your mind right now? That's a deep question. If you ask yourself that question right there throughout the day, you'll be surprised of what's possessing. Possession, meaning ownership. Who's possessing your mind right now? Is it media? Is it a relative? Is it your upline? Is it a downline? What is it? TV, radio, internet, Facebook, Instagram? What is it that's possessing your mind right now? It's a very powerful question. Always want to be in control of your mind if you can help it. Okay. I always want to be, I would say, consciously controlling your mind. Sometimes we are being subconsciously controlled by our minds, and that's not a bad thing either. We talked about that last week, but you always want to make sure you are consciously in control of your mind, of your thoughts. You want to be thinking what you want to think. And I'll give you, I don't know if I shared this with you guys. I don't think I did. I don't think I shared it last week. You know, I was thinking a certain way this past Monday. I went out to do my run around and do some Uber driving stuff, you know, pick up passengers or whatever. And I was thinking a certain way like all day because I silenced the noise. When we talked about that early in the webinar, I silenced the noise. So I was able to consciously control whatever thought I wanted to be in my mind until my subconscious picked it up. But when I got to my job later on that evening, I was out. I had to focus on whatever else was going there. And I felt my energy shift. I felt my energy going down because at that point in time, this question right here, who possesses your mind right now? Okay. My job, and I'm not saying quit your job, but whatever I had to do at my job was possessing my mind right now. It was controlling my mind at that point in time. I couldn't think what I wanted to think when I wanted to think it at that exact moment. And I felt it. I felt the shift. I felt the change. But because I understand the science of mind, I understood what was happening. So I had to go back and start getting into the thoughts that I wanted to think again. I had to reset my mind. Okay. And like I said, if you decide to take control of your mind, you'll stop being confused. You will stop being confused. So let me know if you guys got some value out of that. I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking in the chat. Yes, Melanie, that's right. Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Just looking in the chat. Dr. AJ's traveling to do a party. That's what's up. Preacher, preach. Keep rocking. Okay, amen. Okay, that's funny. All right. So, all right, cool. So now it's like 1:41. So guess what? Guess what we're gonna do? We're finished with the mindset stuff. I'm gonna give you guys some questions, right? I'm gonna give you guys some questions on how to identify your target market. I just got off this webinar. This is like fresh. I was on this webinar at noon Eastern time. So this information is fresh. So the people that's not on the training today, right now at this moment, y'all got a head start on them, all right? So we're going to talk about how to identify your target market. So let's go into let's go into this. These are some nuggets, some bonus nuggets. Now we got our mindset right. Let's talk marketing, okay? So let's separate this, and we'll do this. This is going to be some real powerful stuff, all right? Now, ask yourself, who is your target market? Okay, for our products. Okay, and some of you probably have done this exercise already, but I want it's going to be a little twist on it, okay? Because we're gonna dive deep into kind of what we were just talking about, the mindset part of it. So you want to know who is your target market, okay? And you want to start asking yourself questions like, what are their greatest pains? Okay. What are their greatest pains? What is their biggest fear? So if you can think about, like, because see, we have different products. We got over 40 products in our in our catalog right now. So you can't sell. Everybody's not your target market for every product. There we go. So do you want to know, when you're dealing with your people, when you're dealing with your customers, when you're dealing with prospects, even if you're trying to get them to recruit them into the business or sponsor them into the business, you want to know what are their greatest pains and what are their greatest fears. So if if you're trying to push the ISOT on somebody, you want to find out, you want to start asking questions. You want to get into these people's heads, find out their motivations, and what's the emotional, the trigger, the pain point, the greatest pain, the greatest fear. You want to uncover that. Okay? Because once you uncover that, you'll know if a product that we have fits that pain, or fits it's the prescription for their pain. How about that? Okay? So you want to get to that, because everybody doesn't want tea, everybody doesn't want coffee, everybody doesn't want that. So you got to figure out what people want, and everybody doesn't want the same thing. So as a marketer, then we need to identify that, okay, when we're talking to our target person. Okay, so here's another question. What are their greatest dreams? So once again, this comes back to their motivations, because a lot of people won't, their fears are so big, or their pains are so big, that they don't get to their dreams. So if you have the painkiller, you constantly should be pressing on these two buttons right here. Boom, the greatest pain and the greatest dream. You should constantly be pushing on those two buttons. Constantly. That's just like I was listening to Ray Higdon on one of his audios, and actually this audio is in the files tab of the Blitz group. This whole audio. If you guys haven't studied the audio on prospecting, you're missing out. If you want to get more people in your organization, you want to sell more products, you should listen to these audios. Man, like I said, he made $9 million. So I'm just gonna sit that right there. But what he said, he asked people, would you be interested in a side project if it didn't interfere with what you were already doing? Now, this is a prospecting question. This is looking for somebody to join this business, right? And then once they give him a yes, he asked them, well, what reason would you be interested in doing something like that? He doesn't go into like, oh yeah, we got a binary compensation plan. You're gonna love our products. Da, 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 da. He uncovers some more of their motivations. So once he gets their why, and maybe they say, well, because I want to earn some extra money. I got a kid that's getting ready to go to college. I know I'm gonna need 25 grand to pay for college. So at that point, he can always go back to the pain, which is needing 25 grand, and they don't have it, to the dream, being able to get that money, or having a way to get it where it's no problem. Okay. Just thought I'd throw that nugget out there. Once again, you should listen to those audios. They're free. Somebody blessed me with them, and I blessed you with them. Okay, so next question. What do they really want? A good marketer, and especially what we do, we sell, like, a lot of our products are health and wellness. A good marketer is more of a good consultant, a good quote unquote salesperson. A lot of people say, well, we're not doing sales. Yeah, we're doing sales. Scratch all of that, because we're selling. Nothing happens without a sale. Okay. So, but you got to find out, what do the people really want? Not necessarily what you want. You want to make some money. That's fine. But before you make the money, you got to bring some value. You got to find out what the people really want. Okay. Like, the person who, in the example before, the person wanted, to have this money to pay off their, kids' education, but they really wanted to be, they really didn't want that to be a burden on their current finance. So that's what they really want. So if you have a way to provide that solution to them, then more than likely you're going to get a sale. Okay. Or a new team member. Here's the next question. What are their biggest objections? What are their biggest objections? What things are they saying that are holding them up? For your target person. What are they saying? I know some people come and say money. Money is an issue. So once we overcome the money objection, and everybody should learn how to overcome objections. They really should. And in that training, once again, that's in the files tab of the Blitz group, he talks about overcoming objections. All right. And then, because a lot of people will give you objections like, is this a pyramid scheme? They'll give you an objection like that, but you got to know how to overcome that objection and take your power back. Okay. Because a lot of people try to zap your power. They don't necessarily know that they're doing that, but they will try to zap your power. But you got to be the person who knows that. Okay. Can we wrapping it up shortly? Let me hit you with some more questions. Could you, and this is where we really get into marketing, could you create content that addresses all of these needs? So could you create a Facebook post that addresses these needs? Can you create a video that addresses these needs? Can you create a blog post that addresses these needs? Can you create an Instagram post that addresses these needs? Can you create a Periscope? Can you create a Facebook Live? Can you create a Twitter tweet? Something that will address these needs. Okay. What products or solution do you have that will fill their needs? Okay, we talked about that. Matching the product up to the person's needs. Okay, we talked about that. Now this is more of a question for us, a question that we should ask ourselves, and I think it was a really powerful question. What do you love about your business, and what do you hate? You got And this comes down to knowledge of self, knowing. Once again, we come back to knowing. When we just talked about that in the mindset part of the training, we talked about knowing yourself. So what do you love about your business and what do you hate? Do you love making Facebook posts? Do you love making videos? Do you love making blogs? Do you love doing home parties? Do you love doing one-on-ones? Do you love blitzing flyers and parking lots? What do you love about your business, and what part do you hate? And that's very important, because that's going to help you identify your target market too, because the people you attract are going to be like you. I'm going to say that again. The people you attract are going to be like you. So you need to know you. So here's some things that you want to do, right? Love on your business. Love on your prospects. And then person I got this from, she said, or change your beliefs and focus on your strengths. And there's that word beliefs again, beliefs, and focus on your strengths. Okay, focusing on your strengths, which is basically what this is saying. What do you love about your business? Okay, so you want to love on your business, love on your prospects, or change your beliefs. You got to have the shift in consciousness, and you got to focus on your strengths. Okay, so once again, your target market is just like you. So you really want to ask yourself, who are you? All right, and how are you going to show up in your business? All right, so I hope you guys got some value out of this. If you can answer these questions, then you're more than likely going to have money. I say that. All right, so I'm clicking out Facebook. All right. So let me know if you guys got some value out of that. Looking in back and forth on the Melanie says, I love rejection. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. And I'm going back and forth here. I'm glad you guys got some value out of this this training today. So you got blessed with this mindset stuff and how to identify your target market. So I'm gonna be hanging out. Time now is right at 1:55. Thank you, Mel. Time now is at 1:55. I'm gonna go hang out in the HaveKnot comments group. And thank you, Flamanica. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome students, and it shows. It shows in your business, and that goes back to these beliefs. You know, when you have these beliefs, coming back up here, the belief in company, belief in products, belief in industry, and belief in yourself, it starts to show up in what you do. It shows up in what you do. So I love teaching this kind of stuff, and I love you guys as students, because you guys make me step up my game, as a teacher. So I'm gonna hang out in the comments group. If anybody got any questions for me there, I'll put the replay. I'll post the replay up shortly, and we're gonna keep on rocking out. Y'all have a great weekend wherever you guys are. It's sunny here in Atlanta, but I'm probably getting ready to take a nap. All right, so you guys have a wonderful day. Like I said, I'll be hanging out in the comments group. All right, peace.